Hello, Ash.
Ooh,
How are you doing?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Yeah, welcome to another episode, everybody, of our Haunted Pub Crawl. So we've been in
Yeah, we have.
Scotland, we've come down into England, and we're
We have.
just finishing off in Newcastle and making our way down to another big haunted city of the UK.
Yeah, come down into North Yorkshire in the
Yes.
northeast.
Yeah, so I'll finish us off in Newcastle then. So the
Awesome.
pub that oh god. Oh, there we go. I'll edit that bit out. So the pub that I am taking us to is the Alum. So the Alum Ale House. It was also called the Alum House Tavern, the Alum House Ham as well. And it existed when it first opened in the 16th century. It was part of the glass blowing era of the northeast of the UK. And lots of sailors frequented it and whatnot. So it's built up quite a reputation over like that would be like
Mm.
400 years. So it's based in South Shields. It's reputed, as all the pubs that we speak about on these episodes, as one of the
The
most
most
haunted
haunted.
pubs in the northeast of England, with many reports of ghostly sightings and paranormal activity. By 1909, the proprietor is listed as being J.E. Martin, and by 1920, an E. Todd, and by 1932, a P. Cassidy. It was perhaps from this extensive period as a pub that many tales of hauntings originate. As it currently stands, there have been 6 recorded ghosts: Charlie, the Victorian gentleman, the giggling Irish
Mm.
prostitute, the Grey Lady,
Mm.
the Phantom in the Cupboard, and the Phantom Barman. So part of my research was I would look at each of these in turn, but I couldn't find any information about old Charlie or the Phantom in the Cupboard. But what I will start is with the giggling Irish prostitute, because why
Good place
not?
to
When
start.
there's exactly there's a rich history of sailors and all sorts over the years. So ladies of the night, the oldest profession in the world, have always had sort of roots in some of our haunted pubs episodes.
Yeah.
So why not in this one? So the name of the prostitute was Meg. So she's been affectionately known as Giggling Meg or the Giggling Irish Prostitute. So, according to local folklore and legend, Meg is a ghostly entity that is said to haunt the ale house. She's often described as a friendly and playful ghost who is known for her distinctive laughter, hence the giggling. Some people have
Mm.
reported seeing her ghostly figure in the rooms upstairs of the pub, where she is said to have worked as a prostitute in life. Others have reported hearing her laughing echo through the pub's halls and corridors, even when there are no living people present. The origins of Giggly Meg's ghost story are unclear, but it is likely that the tale has been passed down over generations, has become part of local folklore and legend. Some people believe that Giggly Meg was a real person who worked at the Alum Ale House in the past, while others think she may be a figment of people's imaginations, which is an interesting take on it, or a creation of the pub's haunted reputation. And she's just sort of come about as stories over the years. The next entity is the Grey Lady. Everywhere seems to have a Grey Lady or brown lady or white
Another grey
lady.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grey Lady,
Never a pink lady or
lady in
a
red or
purple
something
lady.
like that. No,
Mm.
no. It's but it's interesting. We've spoken about grey ladies or grey ghosts before, and it could be like the monochrome. So they probably
Mm.
were in color at one point in their life, and where it's like a stone tape theory or like a replay of a like a video memory as such, it could be that is just a monochrome version. So she could have color to her, but we only
It
see
could
her
have
as
been
grey.
color TV wasn't invented yet, so
Exactly.
it's
So yeah, the
grey.
Stones weren't around in the color TV era. So who knows? But lots of grey ladies. According to locals, the grey lady is believed to be the ghost of a former owner of the pub who died in the building. There are various accounts of the grey lady's appearance and behaviour. Some people have reported seeing her as a misty figure wearing a long grey dress, while others have described her as a solid apparition that appears to be a real person at first glance. Some also believe that she is a friendly ghost who means no harm, while others have reportedly feeling a sense of unease or fear in her presence. I think, though, if you're going to witness a ghost or an apparition or something that you don't normally see, it probably would give you some kind of sense of unease or fear. Because seeing something out of the ordinary, yeah. Grey Lady is said to frequent the upstairs rooms of the pub, where she's often seen walking the corridors or looking out of the windows. Some people have also reported hearing strange noises and unexplained footsteps in the upstairs room, which they believe may be the Grey Lady's ghostly footsteps. Again, the origins of the Grey Lady, apart from potentially being a former owner, are unclear. And again, like the Giggling Meg, it could just be a story that's sort of grown into some kind of legend over the years, but is one that has endured the test of time.
Do you think ghost stories are good for tourism? You think some of these stories maybe embellished by the owners a little bit?
If you can make it like some creaky noises, turn it into like the footsteps of a previous owner or a sailor who was murdered, then I think it certainly helps attract people because it gives it something different, or not different at the moment, because we've got loads of pubs that are haunted. But I do think you've got places like 30 East Drive. If there was no ghost story there, that it would just be a normal house.
And you can attract like a paranormal TV show to come around and get it on the internet, on telly. Just obviously people then want to go visit it. So that's get more punters in.
Yeah, and you think the money that some groups charge to go and do a ghost hunt somewhere can be like £30-40 for a ticket, and they might have 20 or 30 people there. It can soon add up to some good money just for one night. So it definitely helps business. So the next spirit is the Victorian gentleman, which, as I found out during my research, seems to fit the phantom barman I talked about at the start. So there are various accounts of the barman's appearance. Some people reported seeing his ghostly figure in the pub's cellar, where he's said to spend much of his time during his life. Others have reported hearing unexplained noises and footsteps coming from the cellar, which they believe may be the barman's presence. The barman is often described as a shadowy figure who appears to be dressed in Victorian-era clothing, such as a waistcoat and a top hat, and some people have reported seeing him carrying a tray of drinks or walking through the pub's halls as if he was still serving drinks to patrons. There have been reports of a ghostly presence in the cellar of the Alum House in South Shields. And while the identity of the ghost is not always specified, people do suggest it's this particular Victorian barman or another former employee of the pub. Visitors to the cellar have reported hearing unexplained noises, footsteps, whispers, as if someone or something is moving around them. Some have also reported feeling a sudden drop in temperature or a sense of unease or fear, as if they're not alone in the cellar. There have also been reports of objects moving on their own in the cellar, or of people feeling as if they're being touched or grabbed by an unknown force. These experiences have led to some people believe that the ghost in the cellar is a restless or malevolent spirit who may just be trying to make contact with the living in some way. Like the other ghostly entities associated with the Alum Ale House, the origins of the Victorian barman's ghost story are unclear. Some people believe that he may be residual energy or a remnant of the pub's past, while others think that he may be an intelligent haunting, meaning that he is aware of his surroundings and may interact with living people. And that is a story of some of the entities at the Alum Ale House. I like
So
the,
some of the
cellar
stories like
thing.
that, yeah, with like the barman seeing carrying drinks and stuff, you think like, yeah, I mean, I love it to be an afterlife. Maybe this isn't it. There is something after. But then he's still going to work after. Fuck me, like not
I
weird
can't
enough.
even
And
die and stop
carry on,
working.
yeah, carry on working. And he's dead. Fucking hell. I don't know if we want to be in an afterlife in that
No,
case.
that's hell, isn't
Imagine.
it?
Maybe yeah, someone get trapped and forced to work at a bar for
No wonder
eternity.
they're angry and throwing glasses around. It's like,
Yeah,
fucking hell, another day here. This shithole.
another century. Yeah, fucking hell.
So
God,
yes, that
imagine.
is our whistle stop tour of the Alum Ale House. And that is Newcastle done.
Awesome. So I'm going to bring us down a little bit, coming more into Northern England, into North Yorkshire, and a town that we will probably spend quite a bit of time in, I'd imagine, just due to its history, famous bars, famous places, and that is York.
I've never been there.
Nice little. You've never been to York?
Nope.
Oh, I'll have to take. It's nice. It's a nice place. It's quite a small city, but obviously the history, massive history to it. And the pub that I'm going to talk about this episode is the Golden Fleece.
Ooh, nice.
Nice little pub. And again, perhaps the most haunted pub in York. This early 16th century inn, so very, very old, having first been documented in 1503.
Wow.
So
600
well over 500 years old.
500. Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
It's believed that no fewer than 15 spirits haunt the Golden Fleece.
Wow.
And many guests and staff have reported sightings of spirits wandering the corridors, moving things around, walking up and down the staircase in the middle of the night. And one of the most well-known ghosts is that of Lady Anne Peckett, the wife of a former mayor of York named John Peckett. And according to legend, Lady Peckett was a socialite who loved to throw parties and attend events. After her death, her ghost is said to have haunted the streets of York in the form of a lady carrying keys. Some people believe that Lady Peckett's ghost is a benevolent presence that watches over the city and people, while others believe she's more mischievous, that enjoys playing tricks on those who cross her path.
Cheeky.
So, yeah, probably wife of the mayor, throwing parties. I reckon she's a bit mischievous, a bit, bit playful, a bit playful. Another well-known ghost at the Golden Fleece is Jeff Monroe, a Canadian airman who was allegedly murdered in his room during World War II. His ghost is said to have been reported to appear in various parts of the pub, and is said to be particularly active in room 4, where he's said to have been killed. According to some reports, his ghost has been known to move objects around the room and to make loud banging noises. One other ghost is called One-Eyed Jack. Another One-Eyed Jack. I was thinking Cotton Eye Jack then. No, Cotton Eye Joe. Oh. Yeah, ignore that. One-Eyed Jack is the ghost of a former customer who lost an eye in a fight. And it's said that he can sometimes be seen sitting in the pub's upper window, staring out at the street below. The stories are often told as part of the pub's ghost tours. There's been quite a few like paranormal investigations taking place at Golden Fleece. I mean, just due to how old it is.
Yeah.
I mean, 500 years old is just insane.
It is insane.
And the pub itself is believed to have been built on the site of a former Roman cemetery. This makes some people believe that some of the hauntings are connected to that, as always.
Yep.
There's also stories of a former landlord who was murdered in the pub.
Nice.
Although couldn't find anything to sort of back that up fully. Obviously, the pub itself has got a long, fascinating history as a meeting place for the York Trade Girls and as a coaching inn for travellers passing through the city today.
Yep.
Lots of visitors. Locals love it. Cozy atmosphere, traditional pub food, great selection of real ale. There's
Not an
also
advert
the
for the
ghost
pub,
bar.
Ash.
Maybe one of my pubs. Other other ghosts that have been reported include the grumpy old man, who's often sighted in the bottom bar area. Most pubs do seem to have like these old timey pubs do seem to have a grumpy old man element.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
always there. You see him. Like old pub near me up here. No matter what time of day we go, night in the day, just always in there, just sat on his own, just nursing a pint, just looking grumpy. It's sad.
I think the olden days, like even when I was young, when I was 18, we used to be down the pub every night. Me and my mates just playing pool or socializing because we didn't have Sky TV back then. It was just that's what you did. There was no real TV back in those days, in my early days. So back then, when the older ones, even less TV. So that was like the social, like that's where people went.
I like pubs that have a dog. There's always like some pubs just have a dog that just wonders about the pub and
chilling out
and stuff. One of the ghosts is that of a young boy seen at the top bar. He is believed to be the ghost of a boy who was trampled to death by horses.
What?
Outside the inn during the Victorian period. So that's a horrible way to go.
All your ones end up with some kind of horrible death, hangings, or anything. Mine are
save
just
it for the end.
yeah, crikey.
I've had some dark ones actually.
Yeah, we had to put trigger warnings on previous ones because they were quite dark, weren't they? I'll do the PVG version, you do the 18 one.
Well, what can I say? Bit of gore for the fans. Young boy being trampled by horses.
Wow. That's painful.
Oh, yes, that was. Imagine. Yeah, it must be. Yeah. By horses as well. It must be like, I don't know, a herd of horses. Is that what horses are called? You should know what a collection of horses is called. A herd? No.
I don't know, but they're fucking massive things. They
I'm Googling it.
Well, you think if they're trampled to death by horses, it might have been on like a horse and cart, and there's usually probably two of them, or at least two. Sometimes you see, don't you?
It's a rag of horses.
Oh,
a rag of horses.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. No. There you go. Learn time on Pursuit of the Paranormal. So yes, that is the Golden Fleece in York, and I'm looking forward to hearing about some more pubs in this famous little city next time on Haunted Pub Crawl. See you next time.